Hello, guys. Dr. Charlie Ware here, along with Dr. Caroline Ware, bringing you another episode of Generational Health, guys. And thank you again for joining us on WYTV7, where we are here bringing you some great information, guys. So please do not forget to actually give us a donation. That's how we're able to continue these great podcasts and give you great information as well. Today on Generational Health, we're going to focus in on sleep. We know sleep is so important for so many individuals. And the sad part about it, we have so many individuals, about 90% of adults actually say that they are not getting adequate amount of sleep. So we're going to try to give you information that you can synthesize into your own daily activities and also your families as well. And that's why it's called Generational Health. It's not just about you, it's about what you're going to teach your family. So we're teaching you to teach your family on how to be better longevity and also health-wise as well. So Dr. Caroline is going to kick this one off. So Dr. Caroline, how are we doing today? What's going on with you?
Hey, how are you? I am good. I'm good. I'm excited to talk about sleep. I actually have a visual for those who are watching us, but for those who are listening, I'll try to explain it. But sleep is just so important, and I just wanted to dive into it. It really affects our hormones. I love the way that you said last time on the last episode how sleep makes you feel like if you don't get enough sleep, you feel like you're, just drank a pack of beer or 2 packs of beer and you're just, you're foggy. You can't think. You're irritable. You might be snapping at your kids a little bit more. Your children, if they're not getting to sleep, they might be more cranky or emotional or things like that too. So you also have to look out for the children. But so having that sleep, you're able to respond instead of react. You're able to think clearly and just be in a better mood. So I really wanted to explain sleep with the kind of a hormone cycle. So here's my little drawing. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys, but there's my little graph.
It is actually perfect. It's perfect. Okay. And before you actually get into it, again, guys, remember that we have 4 pillars of health that we focus in on. Sorry to cut you off, but we have 4 pillars of health that we're focusing on: sleep, diet, stress management, and also exercise. So we're going to start with sleep. And the reason why is because of what Caroline is, Dr. Caroline's getting ready to go through right now. It's a phenomenal information. So your graph is not backwards. Pull it back up and let's go rock.
Okay, so it really affects your hormones. So this is, I guess, your sleep wake. It's not your sleep wake cycle, but it's more of doing with your cortisol levels. So in the morning, everybody thinks cortisol is so bad for you, but it's not. It's when you're overdoing your cortisol. So in the morning, you actually want a spike of cortisol that gets released around 8 a.m. And then you have it up here, and then you slowly decline, and then you go into your night's sleep. Cortisol is actually really good. It wakes you up. It gets you going, gets your heart pumping. It actually turns off the inflammation spigot in your body. So when you don't have enough cortisol, you have too much inflammation. That's why a lot of people get prescribed cortisone therapy and things like that, steroids and such. So you want cortisol to wake you up. Now, how does cortisol get released? It gets released with the sunlight. You want the morning light to shine on your body and your eyes so that your hormones get properly woken up. Why am I starting with the morning? Because it helps with your hormones being proper for the nighttime. So you want to have this spike. You want to wake up. You don't want to have the alarm. If you're waking up with the alarm sound, then you're off. You need an aid to wake you up. Instead, you should be in rhythm with the day, with the light of the day as well. Back in the day when we didn't have all these lights, our body, we went with the night, we went with the day's light. So anyway, so a lot of us, some of us have a hard time sleeping. We're not getting enough cortisol. So we're down here, we're waking up groggy. And then it's almost shifted. Like we stay slow in the morning, and then at night we're wired and we have way too much cortisol. So there's like a whole big shift with, some people, I see their hormone levels like this. and they're just completely flipped backwards, right? They're wired, they can't fall asleep. They're just like, what's going on? Because they never got that morning light, because they didn't get that spike of cortisol, they're having a heart there. It's now coming in the evening. So there's things that we can do. So I just want everybody to kind of have it in their head, like this little graph and how we want the day. If you see at 3 p.m., we want to really start winding down. If you're at work till 5 or 6, by 3 after lunch, you want to start looking at your clock and be like, okay, let me wind the office day down. Let me get things finished up, settled, so I can move slowly into the day tomorrow. A lot of us don't think that way, right? We're like trying to cram things in, or we start getting going. We're still taking meetings till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. Then we're doing social media in the evening, and then we're turning on our TVs and we're in our computers, and, we're really revving ourselves up in the evening, or, we're running our kids around to different things, and we're doing so much when our bodies are trying to naturally slow down for the day. We're continuing to rev ourselves up. So to get good sleep, I'm going to suggest to wake up with the sunlight, get sun in your eyes, maybe even go outside for a little bit in the morning. Let yourself around 3 p.m., give yourself like a little bit of an indication of like, hey, it's time for me to wrap up work. Let me get things like, let me just slow down at least, Then in the evening, don't turn on those lights, right? Don't turn on the TV. Just be aware that the TV does not need to be in your bedroom. The TV is going to have those blue lights. And I'm sure, Dr. Ware, you're going to tell us about that. And I don't know if those are your blue light blocking glasses, but there's blue lights that are all over us nowadays with our phone, our computers, our TVs, even the LED lights in our house, right? All have these lights that are blocking our melatonin. Our melatonin is the hormone in the evening that wants to be released. It's the one that helps us fall asleep, but the blue lights aren't allowing this to happen. So we need to, on our phone, you can just pick up your phone right now, pause this, pick up your phone and put on that. There's that night vision, right? Or that night light or something about blue light. What is it called?
It's a night mode and also a blue light mode. So I definitely have it on my phone and also computer as well. I know I have it, and I definitely have it on my computers as well, screens and everything.
Right. So turning all those blue lights off, or in our house, we have like really bright LED lights on the ceiling, but then what we do is we have those just lamps around with more of those yellow, what is it? The soft yellow lights or something like that. It has those like more soft lamps, or like what's behind Dr. Ware is a lamp on, because it really does shift your hormones, these ways of changing out the light. So that is my spiel. Also, in the evening, wind down, also drinking chamomile tea, right? We can use herbs. One thing Dr. Ware and I never mentioned is we actually have a supplement company that we formulate products for. It's called healingblendsglobal.com. And there's a product called Peaceful Calm that I'm sure that you can speak a little bit more about, but that also helps you just wind down. Doesn't make you sleep. It's not a sleeping aid, but it just helps you calm down. That's filled with adaptogens, and those will help your body get ready for sleep as well.
Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and sort of cap what Dr. Caroline is talking about right now. And I love the fact that she's starting with the morning, because your night starts in the morning. Your sleep really starts in the morning. So essentially what we see from science, and as soon as there's any light, it can be natural light or any light that hits your skin once you're sleeping, what happens is a cascade of hormones, a cascade of different neurotransmitters that start to happen and activate the cortisol and all the other things that's supposed to go inside your brain as well. And what that's doing is slowly waking your body up and saying, hey, look, it's time to get started to, chase animals and things of that sort. But again, one reason why it's so important for us to sleep in a dark room, a dark, cool room, is because as you start to sleep at night, your body temperature starts to drop down, because your body is now starting to sort of, your metabolism slows down, so you can actually start to do all the other processes as well. So as your body temperature goes down, the lights go down, things of that sort. But as soon as that one little piece of light hits your skin, your body temperature actually starts to raise up and things of that sort. So people who are complaining about night sweats and all these things, we know that there is a lot of chemical imbalances that we can actually help with as well. So essentially, as the body starts to wake up, the first thing it wants to do is, hey, let's get going. Cortisol is one of those beautiful hormones that we overuse because of the fact that we're so used to at 3 o'clock. Well, I can't be tired, so I'm gonna get another, green tea or coffee or energy drink.
Right, or stimulate ourselves.
Right. So essentially, we're such in a culture where we don't want to take siestas, we don't want to take a nap. Sidebar, I actually have a hammock in my office that I take a nap during the day. I do. Caroline, things that you thought was crazy when I said I wanted to stand up there so I can get in my hammock. On my downtime, I'm taking me a 15-20 minute nap. I had to learn how to treat myself to a nap because I'm worth it. But my body's worth it, and I see the result in that. So essentially, as our bodies start to cascade, up and get ready to start the day, we have to take advantage of that. Again, I told you guys before that we detox our brains at night, but our body usually detoxes all that waste in the morning between 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. That's when you're going to the bathroom. That's when you're defecating, urinating, things of that sort. So if you got to jump on a highway and you have not really urinated or defecated, what's going to happen? You're going to hold on to that. So it's going to add more toxins to your body as well. So again, as she showed you that chart around 3 o'clock, when you start to sort of plateau and bottom out your cortisol, ride that wave. Ride the wave. And there are easy ways to actually flip-flop that, because again, yes, you start with a low cortisol level, I'm groggy, my hormones are all out of whack, and then 6 o'clock, I feel like I have all this energy, so I go work out, and I stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning. You get to this habit. There is ways to flip-flop that. Did you guys know that actually night work or shift work, is considered a carcinogen, which means that you have a higher rate of cancer and also metabolic disease when you're not sleeping at night as well. So that's another reason why it's so important for you to really, really, really get a good night's sleep on so many different levels, because it's not just, oh, I feel great or I look great, I'm back to my eyes. There's so much more that goes on deeper inside of your body. In our next segment, I'm gonna really get into some of the reasons and how your body is really affected by lack of sleep. And then we'll give you some tips on how to really improve sleep, not just about not having the television side, the things there. So we'll give you some positive, really good results from there as well. But just to finish Caroline's whole thing out. Yes, melatonin is the way that our body now flip-flops. The cortisone, takes us up in the morning. Melatonin says, hey, it's really nice. It's nice to be really chilled out. But think about this before we end this segment. Think about this. A lot of our dietary choices are not allowing our body to produce the proper amount of melatonin inside of our system as well. So if you're not eating well, you're not going to sleep well. It's that whole adage where you eat something spicy and all of a sudden you have these nightmares and things of that sort. And now you have these crazy dreams, or even certain medications people take are just causing these crazy dreams as well. There are certain sleep stages that your body has to go through in order for you to get a proper amount of sleep as well. And yes, your diet really is important with that. Because again, you got to also remember, when you're sleeping, your body is also making hormones. Where? Inside of your gut. So is that whole gut brain sleep connection that we have to also explain to. So guys, thank you guys for this first segment. We'll come back in a few moments and get back into our second part of sleep, which we're going to get into some helpful tips and also explain some of the metabolic diseases that can happen when you are actually sleep deprived as well. Thank you so much. Join us.
80% of women will develop a pelvic health condition at some point in their lives. There is relief. There is hope. The Pelvic Floor Store, your resource for personal health.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us back with Generational Health with Dr. Charlie Ware and also Dr. Caroline Ware. Today, we're speaking about one of our 4 pillars of health, which is going to be sleep. Our 4 pillars of health, again, is sleep, stress, diet, and also exercise. Today, we're going to focus on sleep. The second part, we're going to focus in on some of the disorders that we found with people like yourselves who are possibly not sleeping well, but also give you some helpful tips as well. But also, guys, remember that a donation from you can go a long way. The donation from you is what allows us to actually be on air and also give you, helpful tips. And we are hoping is actionable information that you can actually synthesize into your normal daily lives and also help you and your family grow as well. So please donate to WYTV7. Thank you so much once again. So sleep again, is something that is so basic, guys, that so many people are doing it so wrong. As I said in the last segment, for me, when I was looking at a lot of research and seeing why sleep was so important, I was like, this is phenomenal. However, let's talk about sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene is really the whole process you go through to put yourself to bed. Think about it, if you have kids, what do we used to do? We'll give the baby a bath and, dark room, soothing, everything's quiet, and then you'll lay them down. You don't have them in front of a computer or television and things of that sort. You actually wind them down very, very gently and things of that sort. That's a good sleep hygiene. That's something that we have to go back with our basic instincts. Remember, wait a minute, if I put my child down like that, I need to do the same thing. So yes, a dark room, nice and cool. And actually the research shows that if you sleep naked, if you sleep naked, you can actually get a better quality of sleep. Why? Because one, your body temperature is going to be able to regulate and sort of defend itself against any sort of environment. That's one. But also two is allowing your body to really get in contact and feel any sort of light or temperature changes, which is going to cause more cascading of different hormones, more hormone production as well. So, I'm not saying it's a sleep negative. What I'm saying is that's what the research has been showing as well. However, what happens when you're a very, very busy person, you have kids, you have a job, and everyone's in bed by 8 o'clock, and next thing you know that you need your downtime, you need to wind down. The best thing for you to do if you need to wind down is not to go on social media, is not to go on your phone, is not to go and binge watch Netflix until 11, 12 o'clock at night. Because again, remember from our last segment, we were telling you that the optimal time for most adults is 7 to 9 hours of sleep, usually around 9 to 10 hours. And I told you before, Dr. Caroline, she needed about almost 10 hours a night in order for her to have her genetic, makeup, be optimal as well. For me, I'm a weird guy. I need about 6 hours, but still 8 hours is what I still shoot for. If I get anything less than 7 to 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours of sleep, I still feel groggy. I still feel inflamed and things of that sort. So certain things will happen if you're not sleeping properly. First thing that usually happens is you have a metabolic breakdown. What is a metabolic breakdown? Your body is not detoxifying itself fast enough, and you're building up more toxins. Think about this: if you ever cooked in a cast iron frying pan, right, and you did something that was sacrilegious, like put water in a cast iron frying pan, what happens after it dries? It gets a little bit of rust on it, right? That rust is called oxidation. Same thing happens to our cells. Our cells get oxidized. They get old and rusty and don't want to move around and be as pliable. But if you're not detoxing yourself well enough, what's going to happen is going to cause more inflammation. Your body's not able to detox it because you're not sleeping well. Part of the sleep process, I keep saying over and over again, is detoxifying and resetting and rejuvenation, right? The detoxifying aspect of it, is not going to happen efficiently if you're not giving yourself a chance to rest deep enough and well enough for that to actually happen. You can also think about this. There are several parts of sleep. It's rapid eye movement. When you first lay down, you're trying to get into a good rhythm of sleep and trying to start dozing off. Your eyes start to move real fast. It's called rapid eye movement. That's when your body sort of is trying to process what happened throughout the entire day. And then on the same token, it's trying to figure out what it needs to do. Deep sleep or delta sleep is when the body's like, I'm in a deep sleep, I'm dreaming, or you may not even be dreaming because you're so just conked out, right? You're so conked out. And that deep sleep is when all your repair really starts to happen. And if you're not sleeping at least, again, I'll say it again, 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you're not giving your body a chance to get to that deep sleep. Deep sleep should be anywhere from 4 to 5 hours per night. So it takes about another hour and a half before you even get into that sleep. So because you're in that REM sleep, trying to prepare your body for everything, and you slowly come out of that deep sleep as well. So it's an arc that we sort of go through with our sleep. As I said, we fall into a sleep and you can sort of come back out of it where all the other cascading hormones happen to make sure that you're going to be fit. Diabetes is one of the largest metabolic diseases that we have. Why am I mentioning that? Because of the fact that we've shown that individuals who are sleeping less than 6 hours a night has a 140% chance to have diabetes, right? That is insane. That is insane. Actually, the number is really higher than that. The reason I'm saying 140 is because of the fact that when we look at other factors and things that are sort of, you're almost certain to have a metabolic disease like diabetes if you're not actually just sleeping well. This is just a correlation between sleep and metabolic disease. Your stress levels, how are you going to de-stress yourself or allow the amount of cortisol that you just had throughout the entire day, then you lay down and you're all stressed out, your cortisol is not going to release. You also detoxify yourself of cortisol. And how do you do that? Through your urine, also during defecation as well. We can actually see in our urine that you have certain amounts of cortisol in there, and also in our feces as well. So you do, sort of sweat it out. You sort of get it out your system because of one of those hormones that is hydrophilic, which means that is a fat and also water soluble hormone that your body can easily get rid of. So you can sweat it out. You can also urinate it out as well. But you do not need to actually continue to take things that are non-adaptogen. Adaptogens are things that allow the body to relax themselves throughout the day. Meaning like you won't feel stress, you won't feel anxiety, you won't feel all these crazy things. And you need different herbs and also different techniques to really relax your body. This is all so important for your body to actually be able to really just relax naturally. The last thing is going to be diet. If you're not eating properly, guys, oh my gosh, the way your body naturally produces melatonin, which is this sleep hormone, right? This thing that I'll take me some melatonin now, just go to sleep. Your body actually makes melatonin by having 3 different things that your body naturally produces: zinc, ubiquitol, and folate. Those 3 things actually your body needs in order to make melatonin. But we also look at the fact that most of individuals here in the US are deficient in zinc. They're deficient in ubiquitol. Ubiquitol is actually great for the cardiac disease and things of that sort, but also in folate. We know that, a lot of women are deficient in folate because of the fact that we encourage you to take extra amounts of that when you're pregnant. So if you're not having a nutrient-dense diet, you're not going to sleep well, right? So if you're deficient, you're not sleeping well, we used to tell people to take 3 different supplements. One to be zinc, another one to be folate, another one is magnesium, because again, what happens is magnesium relaxes the body, so it gets your body into that, I feel nice and relaxed as well, right? So your body's going to naturally sort of calm down. And yes, I always tell people to take a little bit of ubiquitol just to have your body just to really boost up the production of the melatonin too. What we also see is people taking too much melatonin. Anything more than 3 milligrams of melatonin, now you're overdosing. So it's going to work the opposite way. So you're up. I took a whole handful of melatonin. I took like 10 to 15 milligrams of melatonin. I'm awake now. Yes, because your body has too much of it now. So it wants to be, it's sort of revved up. So those are a few of the things that you can actually look at and also do to really keep your body nice and calm and relaxed. So now let's continue with the sleep hygiene. What we recommend, really, like I said before, do not be on electronics for an hour, maybe even 2 hours before you actually tend to go to sleep. If you are on electronics, you see me always wearing glasses. I'm getting old, so I probably do need glasses, but these are my blue light blocking glasses. I have them when I look at any device, my computers, my cell phone.
Mine are too. I forgot. I put them in my glasses, but you can't see it. But yeah, they're blue light too.
Yeah. And it's something that we've been promoting for years and years and years. And I see the difference. I mean, even my kids have them. You can go before, they were very, very, very expensive years ago, like hundreds of dollars to actually do it. Now you can go on Amazon and they're anywhere from, $10, $15, $20. You can get some for the entire family for about $20. You can get 4 or 5 pair of them, and trust me, is worth it, because the first week I start wearing them, I'm not used to wearing glasses, so it's kind of weird for me. But I was like, wait a minute, I'm sleeping a little bit different. My eyes aren't strained anymore, and actually I feel like as if I have more energy. I thought it was a hoax, so I stopped wearing them again. Now I start scratching my eyes. My eyes felt real itchy again. I put them back on. I normally do not go anywhere without having these. In my briefcase, I have a pair. I have several pair at home. And the reason why, as Caroline was alluding to, what the blue light does to our eyes, it bends the color wave just a little bit, where now our body's just being stimulated. Our brain's being stimulated by all of this light coming in. And I always tell people, I say, never sit into a dark room, especially before you go to bed. Never sit in a dark room with a television on without having these on it, especially, but just don't do it. What's stimulating your brain is just going to be the television, all those colors coming at you. And now you have a 70-foot television, that you're looking at, and is all you're stimulating, is overstimulating your brain. You want to do things that are nice and calm and relaxing. What we tend to do at home is actually play different frequencies. 7.83 hertz. You can go on YouTube and play that. That actually is what the Earth's core vibration really is. And I've heard I heard the actual noise is just a calming. You can play it low in the background, which you don't even hear, but your body feels it, and all of a sudden you are very, very calm. I play in my office all the time. People think I'm playing music in my office, but I have these different frequencies playing in the background. And I love coming to your office. I feel so nice and relaxed. It's the music doing it. It's the body just just resonating well with these different frequencies and things of that sort. Take a shower, stretch. I'm a huge stretcher. Every night before I go to bed, before I get out and start my day, I got to stretch. But before you go to bed, stretch your body, relax your body. I'm not saying stretch so you can run, stretch so you can just relax each muscle, your neck, your back, your arms. You're going to lie there between 6 and hopefully 9 hours, and you are just going to be very static, rolling back and forth. You want to make sure that you're nice and stretched out so your body's going to be nice and relaxed. You have that proper blood circulation all over your body. Last thing you want to do is do a lot of meditation or do prayer. What we like to pray. Again, give that gratitude, give that peace, that's that recentering of yourself before you lay down and actually go to sleep. And then, yes, there are different things you can take. Dr. Caroline was talking about, chamomile tea, mint tea, things that are things that are very soothing, things that are very adaptogenic. Holy basil tea is also very good. Okay. What we always say, do that usually around dinner time, at least 2 or 3 hours before. So you're not waking up at night, going to the bathroom many different times, because that's going to break your cycle. I have the question people always ask me, well, I used to go to the bathroom, once or twice at night. I'm like, well, that's actually normal. Especially if you drink a lot or you're very close, that's not a bad thing. What I'm saying is if you're working at 3 or 4 or 5 times a night, then that can be an issue then, So, and lastly, yes, we have our own supplement company, healingblends.com. So you can go there, please look at our Less Stress and Peaceful Calm. I'm not trying to sell you anything. What I'm telling you, the reason why I formulated these formulas, one, the less stress is what it says. It helps your body not feel the stress. So the headaches, the tight stomach where you can't go to the bathroom and all these things, is not going to allow you to feel that. The second one is the peaceful calm. It's for stress and anxiety. What it does is it allows the brain to sort of shut itself down. It does not make you go to sleep, but it allows the brain to sort of shut itself down and for your body to get into a more relaxed state. And when you're asleep, it helps you stay asleep because it helps you go into a REM sleep a lot faster as well. So it's actually pretty special. And I love the formulas.
I love it. I've been taking those two for years. I take them together, you guys. I take the less stress and the peaceful calm together, and I've been doing it for years, especially at night. I love the peaceful calm. I also love drinking tea. Like that's just my little routine is tea, peaceful calm. But
exactly,
adaptogens, it's so wonderful.
Exactly. And you guys, it's really about setting yourself up with a routine, a healthy routine. That I'm not saying take NyQuil to make you fall asleep. What I'm saying is give your body a chance to naturally reset itself. It may take a week, it may take 2 weeks, it may even take a month for that to even happen. But what I'm saying is it's going to happen. So we get into bad sleeping habits because we get to a habit and it can get to a bad hygiene. You can get to a good hygiene as well. So this is a part of what we're going to work with you guys about. And again, this is not our last episode on sleep. Trust me, I can go so deep into sleep when I'm looking at your genes about sleep and things of that sort. And that's what we're going to do later on. But this is just an overview of some of the things that we think can actually work for you. And hopefully this information has done some good things for you and give you just some good foundations as well. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at healingblends.com or support at healingblends.com as well, or even at our websites at drcharlieware.com. And Caroline, yours is?
HolisticCaroline.com.
HolisticCaroline.com, guys. So thank you so much for joining us once again. We hope you guys are going to sleep much better, and stay tuned for our next episode where we're going through another one of our 4 pillars: sleep, stress, diet, and also exercise. We'll be back very, very soon. You take care and have a beautiful day.